Thomas Show on this Wednesday afternoon, presented by our friends at Everett Johnson Roofing and Construction. Our conversation with the coach of the USC Aiken Pacers, Kenny Thomas. And Coach, you had a game last night, first time ever with Albany State, and this team came out to play. As you called them in the postgame show, they were a scrappy team.
They sure were a scrappy team. I mean, the leadoff batter, first pitch of the inning, lays a little left-handed, I think it was a left fielder, laid down an unbelievable drag bunt down the third baseline, right on the foul line. First pitch of the game. And then the next guy, they're bunting him over to second. They got a guy at second base with one out immediately. And very scrappy little bunch. Ran the bases hard. I was telling the coaches after the game, of course, that's the first time we've ever played Albany State. And I was telling them after the game, man, they hustled about as good as any team I've ever played against. I mean, I got to watching them by the third inning, and man, they would run, sprint, full sprints on and off the field between innings, and very well coached, scrappy team. Played good defense, so it was challenging. The ball game was still in a short run situation in the fourth or fifth inning. I don't remember when Brian Pereira hit that home run. It was third or fourth inning, but at that point it was 1 or 2 to nothing. So tough ball game for us last night. We ended up winning it 8-1.
And looking to be a series. I mean, you're looking to have this team back next season.
Yep, they're already on the schedule for next year. Again, I think they have a good chance of being in the NCAA tournament in their region, it's kind of a weird situation. They would not come to our NCAA region, but they count as a regional game because their state that they're in borders our state. So they would go to a different regional NCAA tournament. So I look for them to have a good opportunity to win their league and win their conference tournament and get into the NCAA, which they were last year. So good team. I enjoyed playing them. I texted their coach last night after the game on his way home. I said, first time we've ever played, I really enjoyed meeting him, and I think he does a good job, and I think that's a good opponent for the future for us.
All right, let's take ourselves a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about a huge weekend series, a road series for the Pacers. You got a test on your hands this weekend in the Great Northern State, and we'll talk about that when we come back on the Kenny Thomas Show.
If your roof needs replacing, you don't want to take the chance that that person working on your home will be here today and gone tomorrow. That's just one reason I chose Everett Johnson Roofing and Construction. This is Jack McElwee, and I'm a very satisfied customer. Everett Johnson Roofing and Construction has been part of the Aiken community for almost 30 years. They're dependable and honest, and they take pride in their work. And they get the job done right the first time. Call Everett Johnson Roofing and Construction just like I did the next time you need work done on your home. Call 803-641-2365 or visit them at their website at everettjohnsonroofing.com.
Back on the Kenny Thomas Show on this Wednesday, presented by Everett Johnson Roofing and Construction. And Coach, we say it. It seems like we say it every week, but series don't get much bigger than this series at UNC Pembroke this weekend.
Yeah, I told the players last night after the game, the one real positive for our team is we totally control our own destiny. We don't have to worry about what anybody else does if we control our own destiny. And, there's 18 games in April. And I tell you, Tony, it's tough April. It's not easy. We're on the road next 7 games. We go to Pembroke this weekend, and next Wednesday night we're at Newberry, then we're at Augusta University the following weekend. So it's going to be tough this weekend, no doubt. Pembroke's a great ball club, as all teams in the Peach Belt are. They're right in the middle of the pack right now. I think they're 5th, 4th, something like that in the conference. Very good at home. They're a very good team at home. They build their program, build their team around their playing facilities. So very good team, very challenging. Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. I saw a weather forecast said pretty good chance of rain on Friday, so we don't know what time we'll start on Friday. Could be some adjustments we have to make there. So challenging weekend for us, but again, we control our own destiny. What else do you want,
As the conference goes, you really are in the catbird seat, and the conference championship looks like yours to lose at this point.
Well, somebody said the other day to me, I said something about, gosh, I can't believe how we lost that first game of the doubleheader last Saturday against Montevallo in the ninth inning. And, somebody said, well, Coach, the positive is everybody's looking up at you. So that is a positive. We're on top, and we control our own self. I mean, if we go out and play well and during April, it's in our hands. So that's a real positive, but it's a very tough April. It may be the toughest 18 stretch of games that we've had here in a long time. So it's not going to be easy, that's for sure, but we just have to stay with our philosophy that we don't care who's across the field from us. It makes no difference who's in that other dugout. We don't care about that. All we care about is how we're playing and getting better every day. And that's what we need to stick with, that strategy. Don't worry about the opponent, just worry about ourselves.
Jack, Teddy, and I mentioned this last night on the radio broadcast. This team seems like it's peaking at the right time.
Well, and if you'll remember, Tony, I said back a month ago, a lot of teams you have, by the middle of the season, you know what you have. You're not going to get any better, hopefully not going to get any worse, but this is what you have. This is what you got to try to win with. I've said all year, and even a month ago, I said, this team has potential to get better every day. It really does, and it's hard for me to explain what I mean by that, but, you're seeing some guys. Let's take, for instance, last night. We ran 3 guys out there in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning that haven't pitched on the weekends for us. But we ran Hunter Hubbard out there, Blake Cantrell, and Bryce Buster on the mound. Okay, all 3 of those looked pretty good. They came in throwing hard, throwing strikes, good breaking ball. Those guys really shows you that there's potential there for us to even get better. Because as we go through the stretch here, and those guys show us that they can be what we're looking for in those late innings, one inning, 2 inning guys, that could really make our team better. And so I really believe this team, more than any team I've had in a long, long time, has potential to get better every day. So hopefully we're still a long ways from being how good we can be. And, peaking, heck, I know people talk about that, trying to get hot at the right time and all that. When is the right time? I'd say for us, this weekend's the right time. You need to get better every day. So we hope that we are playing our best on the first Saturday of June, which would be, where that would be. So we just want to get better every day and let the chips fall. Don't pay attention to your opponent. Play that little white ball. Play against the ball. Don't worry about the opponent. And try to get better every day. And that's the philosophy and the strategy we've used all year.
Have a great weekend this weekend against UNC Pembroke, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, Tony. Thanks, buddy.
Your Kenny Thomas Show, presented by Everett Johnson Roofing and Construction, your best friends in the construction business for almost 30 years.